Hey there, it's Katrina back again to tackle the 5 big fears that stop people from taking the career breaks that they deserve and that they need. So, today and actually on Thursday as well, I'm going to talk all about the fear of quitting your job. This is something that comes up so much with my clients. It's the fear around how can I leave my job on good terms? How can I tell them that I'm out and not have it basically like implode my career or my reputation, right? So I just want to start with a small caveat that you have to already be at least in decent standing at your job. So all of the great stuff I'm going to share with you this week is only applicable if you're already at your job. There's nothing I could tell you today that is going to change that. So just be sure that you're at least in like decent to good standing with your job. If you are, this video is totally for you. Okay. So there are 2 critical pieces to leaving your job without burning bridges, to leaving your job on good terms. What to say and when you say it. And so today I'm going to dive deep into when to say it. And then the next video is actually going to cover what to say. All right? So I know that it can be a really scary thing, but the theme of today is we are not making fear-based decisions. We're not doing it. We're making courageous decisions. That's why when it comes to when to say, hey, I'm leaving, you want to say it as soon as possible. You want to give your job ample notice. A lot of people freak out about this and they default to thinking they need to give like 2 weeks notice. And that is just not true. Now, you know your situation best. There might be a unique reason why giving lots of notice doesn't work for you, but typically with what I see in my clients, it's mostly a fear-based being worried they're going to be fired or in some way penalized if they let people know that they're leaving, right? That's not the case. So with all of my clients, literally every client, they have had things with their manager go better than planned, and they've had really impactful, positive results come out of it. So some of my people have been given opportunities in that conversation that they didn't even know existed because they did not previously exist, but their manager was so thankful in the way that they communicated and what they communicated that they wanted to work with them to make a partnership. So this stuff is awesome and it works. Okay, how much notice should you give? When should you tell them? Well, when it comes to giving your notice, at least 1 month is what I tell my clients. So a lot of my clients, pretty much most of my clients, give between 1 and 2 months of notice. And that is because you want to build support, right? You want your manager, you want your team to know that you're showing up for them as much as you're showing up for yourself. So to build that sense of support, you need to show consideration. When you leave, there's going to be a void that needs to be filled. So show up, right? Show up and tell them what you're doing so that everybody can plan to the best of their ability for what happens after you go. You want your words to align with your actions. And when your actions show that you are being considerate, that you are being thoughtful, that as much as this decision is about you, you want it to work for them, it's so much easier for them to get behind you and to support your decision. Now, I know this to be true not only because of what I coach my clients on, but because I have been through this multiple times myself. In fact, the first time I gave notice to leave a career break, I gave 8 months notice. 8 months. So I told my job at General Mills 8 months before I knew I was leaving. And the reason I did this is because I wanted them to be on board. I wanted them to know what was going on. And I just wanted to feel free to show up and focus on doing a great job. I didn't want to do the dance of pretending that I knew what was going to happen with like my 5-year plan or my next rotation. I wanted to put all of my energy and effort into just showing up to do the best job I could and plan for my break, right? That conversation went super well. People got behind me. It meant I could show up and be honest, and it meant that people could support me and my peers could know what was going on. Now, when I left the second time, which was a much smaller company, and this was in 2018, I gave 4 months notice. So this felt really important because it was a small team and there was only one me in this job, only one me. So it was really critical for me to show up and make sure I had given them enough time to adequately plan to fill my role because I wanted my team to succeed even when I was gone. And it turns out it took them about 2.5 months, but they found someone that was honestly even better for that role than I was. I had grown that role in the 2 years I'd been there, and it had just sort of like kept pushing the company and the team forward. And the person that they hired was a fantastic fit that could do even more in that role than I could. And that never would have been possible, like ever, if I hadn't given them ample notice. So today's lesson, when to say it as soon as you can. Get them on board, show up with your actions, go for the consideration, show that you're giving consideration, open yourself up to receive support, and really do it from a courageous place. Do it from a place that is not based and sort of rooted in fear, and you will have wild success. People will really get behind you, and they'll be excited to support you in this big, so fantastic. So in the next video, I hope you'll tune in. I'm going to share more about what to say. So today was when to say it, and then I'm going to dive in next time on what to say. If you have questions, drop them in the comments. I'm so happy to answer them, and I hope you have a great day.